to fail your test. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. We're going to talk about some of those rookie failures and then help you maintain a goal and be successful. First, your instructor, the road tester, has to intervene. What does this mean? You're making a right turn, T-U-R-N, you overturn, and your car heads toward a pole. If I don't intervene and grab the wheel, we're going to crash. That is a failure. When you're driving, you want to identify where you're turning. You want to look for targets, okay? And when you're looking for targets, you can estimate where the curb is, where the lane to the left is, and you want to aim high. Next, you disobey regulatory signs or signals. You're running a light. A complete stop for 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, and 1003. You have to stop completely for 3 seconds. If you fail to do this, this is an automatic failure. Rookies make those mistakes. Next, let's go ahead and continue talking about some of the things that you need to do. Speeding 10 miles or faster over the limit. In many cases, speeding is an automatic failure, okay? F-A-I-L-U-R, failure. You don't want to speed over the limit, but everyone else is going 5 over, 10 over, 15 over. It does not matter. M-A-T-T-E-R. You have to do what your road tester says. You want to take your time. You want to go with the flow of the traffic, but if you go over the speed limit, that is grounds for automatic failure. A dangerous maneuver. What could this be? You're coming up, making a left turn. You merge into the middle lane. You check your traffic left and right. You're behind the stop bar, B-A-R, or stop line. You inch forward, but then you turn and cut off a truck. You cut off a car. That is grounds for failure. That is a dangerous maneuver. You never want to turn in front of oncoming traffic. You want to yield, wait for a gap, G-A-P, or a space to let traffic turn. Next, you strike an object. This could be the curb. This could be a pole. Automatic failure. You've spent all this time preparing, but you struck an object. Failure to yield. Pedestrians always have the right of way. Pedestrians, if there's no sidewalk, must walk toward traffic. Bicyclists must ride with the flow of the traffic. In many states, bicyclists are allowed to have one, O-N-E, full, F-U-L-L, lane. There's several dangerous things that I need to talk about that you, if you're taking the time to watch this, need to know. If you're making a right turn, if you don't check your blind spot to your right and scan and look, as I'm looking, if you don't look, a bicyclist is going to come across your face. You're going to make the right turn and you struck a bicyclist. It's called the right R-I-G-H-T, hook, H-O-O-K. You turn and you automatically overturn and you strike a bicyclist. You fail to yield. You fail to look. You fail your driving test. The next dangerous maneuver is the left cross. Pretend we're coming up to make a left turn. This way is left, this way is right. We're in the middle of the intersection. You fail to completely look straight. And as I'm looking, L-O-O-K-I-N-G, I fail to see a bicyclist coming across, or coming toward me or away from me. When you make that left turn, there is the left cross. You've crossed the face of a motorist or bicyclist and you've ran over someone. These are automatically avoidable if you take the time to look. Use your peripheral vision As I go out, I can still see my fingers. 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 You have to have good peripheral vision. And if you have an eye defect, you need to go to the eye, EYE doctor, DOCTOR, to get your eyes examined. Next, let's talk about smooth acceleration. Whether you have a manual where you're shifting 1, 2, 3, 4, or you have an automatic where you are gently pressing the gas and the automatic shifts 1, 2, 3. In either case, whether you're driving a manual and you have to push in that clutch, you want to accelerate slowly and smoothly. If you buck, B-U-C-K, or surge, you're going to lose points. Left-hand turns, turn into the nearest lane, L-A-N-E. If you're making a left turn, it's by the double yellow. If there's a car in that left lane, then you look, you're going to have to go to the next lane. But you need to determine a safe, S-A-F-E, path, P-A-T-H, of travel. You never want to cut someone off or a motorist off because you are putting yourself into a dangerous maneuver to strike someone and kill someone, and then we have blood on our hands. I want to see all of you pass your test. It takes work. It takes preparation. Next, you want to identify targets. If you're driving in the downtown area, downtown Chicago, downtown Detroit, downtown Houston, downtown LA, you have to identify targets. There's a target to the left, a kid. There's a target to the right, a school bus. There are targets in front of us, pedestrians. Keep space, S-P-A-C-E. Space gives you time. Pedestrians always get struck where they're not supposed to be walking, between two cars, coming out of a private drive. You as a driver have a responsibility to be safe, to be consistent, and to not cause an at-fault accident. It takes time. You can't just drive to a downtown Chicago, a downtown New York, a downtown Detroit, D-E-T-R-O-I-T. There are hundreds, if not thousands of people right now during lunchtime who are walking, going across the street. There are thousands of cars. You have to stop at that stop line, S-T-O-P-L-I-N-E, to stop, to not crowd the crosswalk. That's that narrow line past the stop bar to allow pedestrians to walk without feeling infringed by a car. Next, you want to have controlled braking. We've seen a lot of videos where the instructor says, stop, S-T-O-P. Control braking is important. You want to be able to squeeze the brake to allow motorists to see you, because if you're not going to check your blind spot, you need to make sure the metro area, got questions, reach out to me, leave your number or email, and I'll call you. You have a responsibility to maintain safety. Safety is no accident. When you're driving a car, you can just reach out, leave a message, I'll help you. You can expect people to walk out between cars. You can expect road rage. You can expect drivers who are not using their blinkers, who are not paying attention. And if you expect those things, you'll be a better driver. You never want to be caught off guard, O-F-F, guard, A-G-U-A-R-D. Keep space, expect the unexpected. It's really important that you are aware of this. Next, I'll talk to you in a bit. You have to expect yield conflicts. A pedestrian pops out in front of you, yield conflict. A car making a right turn, they didn't see the bicyclist, yield conflict. You have to expect when you're making a left turn, yield conflict. If you don't look completely to the left, a person is walking by. If you just look at an angle, you only see where your path of travel is. Yield conflicts. Expect yield conflicts at intersections, between cars, private driveways, making turns onto main thoroughfares. Yield conflicts. Next, searching mirrors. You need to have your mirrors properly adjusted. Your center, center, needs to be adjusted. Your side, driver's side, SIDE. Your passenger side, SIDE. Have your mirrors adjusted so you can effectively use your eyes and look. If your mirrors are not adjusted properly, you're going to cut a car off because you're not going to check your blind spot. You have to look over your shoulder. That's my blind spot. You have to look over your shoulder. You have to be able to look over your shoulder, check your blind spots. Next, hand over hand steering. It varies from country to country, instructor to instructor. There's no one best way, listen to me, there's no one best way to turn the steering wheel. You can turn hand over hand. That's good for 90-degree turns. That's good for parallel parking. When you're going around a curve, you just want to gently turn the wheel. A lot of instructors, a lot of students go crazy over this. Use what steering method is best for you. Here in the United States, we have something called AAA. They're a national organization. They say 7 and 5 is the best way. I have very long arms. I'm 6'4". I weigh over 260 pounds. 9 and 3 might not be best for me. 10 and 12, I'm making the steering wheel small. Develop a method that works best for you. You're going to learn from me, your uncle as an instructor. You're going to learn from your caregivers, your mom and dad. You're going to learn from your older brother or sister. You're going to learn from social media. Do what is best for you. Be safe. Be consistent. Next, uses proper hand positioning when you're backing. They're coming up in a couple minutes.
Okay, hopefully that's it. All right, I will be back.
Let's come back up in a couple minutes. I gotta go down and get him anyway.
Well, yeah, I just have like half an hour, and then I have to go and get.
You want to relax here?
No, I got stuff I can do.
Okay.
But thank you.
My door's open.
Thank you. No, I'm just coming to get the kids for the test that I'm supposed to read out loud for Trout. She sent you a screenshot or something?
I will check on my phone in a minute.
Okay.
All right.
And she said that they already have computers that they can use?
Their computers are here as long as they bring them back.
Okay, excellent. Okay, good.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
So that being said, you gotta. I gotta go down in a couple minutes and get them. All right. You gotta be prepared. And I teach you how to drive because I'm an instructor. I care about you. I make content to teach adults and teens how to drive. I'm a state certified instructor. That brings you value. This brings you value. Give it a thumbs up, share. Also, I have a podcast. It's called Driving with Myles. It's on Spotify, where I take you inside. I want to say thank you. Hopefully this was helpful today. I'll be going to live tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Bye.